Hello, third grade. Welcome to math class today. You will need your math book opened to page 559, a piece of paper, and a pencil. On your paper, I would like for you to write down your name, the lesson number, which is lesson 105, and the date for today, which is May 11th, 2020. Our I can statement, like what are you actually going to be able to get out of this lesson, is I can use circles and Venn diagrams to sort objects, okay? Objects meaning, and we're going to be working with numbers right now for the examples. Now obviously, I'm pretty sure you know what a circle is, right? So I think we're good with that. But we're also going to use something called a Venn diagram. A Venn diagram consists of two circles, and rather than just having separate, they overlap with each other. And then we're going to see the purpose of having this section that overlaps. We'll get to that, but first of all, let's go with our first objective today. How do we use circles to sort? So I look here, and I have two circles, one that says this is for even numbers, this is for odd numbers. So if I was given a list of numbers, I'll do them in a different color here, so it kind of sticks out. And we have, let's say our choices are, we'll put them up here, 15, 26, 7, 14, 30, and 21. So what I'm going to do with these numbers is I'm going to put them in the circle that is the correct category for that number. So I look at the first one, it's 15. Now is 15 even or odd? Well, remember, I look at the last digit, and if it is a multiple of 2 or ends in 0, then it's even. This is not, this is odd. So I would put 15 here. I go to my next one, 26. 2, 4, 6, even. So that'll go here. 7 is odd. 14, 2, 4, even. 30 ends with a 0, remember? 2, 4, 6, 8, 0. So 0 counts as even. And then here, 21, that is odd. So basically what I did is I sorted those numbers, categorized them by even and odd, and put them in the correct circle, right? Easy enough, okay? So that is how you sort objects or numbers using circles. Now we're going to use a Venn diagram. So now we're going to have another list of numbers that we're working with. Our numbers are 15, 18, 20, 24, and 25. Okay, so now our categories are even numbers, multiples of 5. Now, as you can see, there's a section here in the Venn diagram where it overlaps. And why this is here is because some numbers are going to be even and they're multiples of 5. So they could actually fall in both categories. Well, we don't have a third circle for that. So what we do is we combine the circles, and if the number falls under both categories, we'll put it in that middle section. So let's take a look at what we have first of all. So our first number is 15. Now I'm going to cross it out because it shows I used it. So 15. 15 is not even, but it is a multiple of 5. So I'm going to put it over here. I'm not going to put it in the middle because it doesn't really, it's not an even number. So it shouldn't be anywhere in that circle. So it's going to be just here. Okay? So now we get to 18. 18 is an even number. That's for sure. So it's going to go here. Is it a multiple of 5? No. So I'm going to keep it on this side. So it's even, but it's not a multiple of 5. So I'm going to keep it away from that middle section. So now I have 20. Well, I know 20 is even, but is 20 also a multiple of 5? Because I think 5 times 4 is 20. So 20 would actually go in this middle section right here. So you see, because 20 is also, it's an even number, but it's also a multiple of 5. So that's why that would actually go in that middle section as well. So then we look at 24. 24 is even. Is it a multiple of 5? No. So then I put it here. And then 25, is that even? It is not, but it is a multiple of 5. So I'm going to put it here. So really, out of these 5 numbers, the only one that qualified as both was 20. And that's the one we put in the middle section. Okay? So remember, with circles, you can put them separately, but Venn diagram, the purpose of this middle section is because sometimes things will fall in both categories, and that's where you put it in this overlapping section. Okay? All right, so let's get right to the lesson practice problems on page 561. Let's do that. These nice colors on here. Wonderful. All right. Okay, so on letter A, on page 561, it says draw 2 circles that do not overlap. Okay, remember overlap means we have that section in the middle. So when it says, let's see here, so we have letter A, draw 2 circles that do not overlap. Okay, so I'm doing that. Label one circle quadrilaterals and the other triangles. Okay, now the words are right in front of you, so there's no excuses. You have to make sure that you spell them correctly. Okay, so make sure that we do that. So we're going to put down quadrilaterals, and because it's a very, very large word, long word, I'm just going to check to make sure it looks good, and then triangles. Here. So I did my 2 circles, I labeled them, then draw these shapes in the correct circles. So I look at this one, the first one, it needs to be quadrilateral. Remember, quadrilateral has 4 sides. It looks like that first one is going to go here. And the next one, that would go, just looks like a regular triangle. Next one looks like rectangle, sort of square. And then the last one looks like a right triangle. Okay, easy enough, right? So I think that looked good. All right, so now letter B, draw a Venn diagram. Okay, so now that I know what a Venn diagram is, and if I'm not sure what one looks like, I can always look back on example 2 on page 560. That would be very helpful. But I think I'm good. I think I remember now from what we just did. Put a little line there. And I'm going to draw a Venn diagram. Remember, Venn diagram is just 2 circles with a section that overlaps. Okay? And label one Q for quadrilaterals and the other R for shapes that have a right angle. So Q and then R. So quadrilateral, 4 sides. R, right angle. Then draw these shapes in the correct parts of the circles. Okay, so I look at the first one and I see that that has a right angle, because remember that straight on that side, that left side, it is straight up and it creates that right angle there. And it also has 4 sides. So it's a quadrilateral and has a right angle. So it looks like I'm gonna have to put that in that center section. I'll look at that a couple times to make sure I'm getting it right. Okay, and the next one, that looks more like a parallelogram. It is 4 sides, but it does not look like there is a right angle there at all. There's 4 sides, but not a right angle. And this last one, that is not a quadrilateral because it does not have 4 sides. It has 5 sides, but there are definitely 2 right angles there. Almost like a little house, okay? So when we sort objects again, if it's separate, we have, make sure you look at the directions. If it says write them separately, you do that, label them correctly, put your objects in the correct circle. Remember, if it is a Venn diagram, make sure that you understand what each circle represents, and then know what would fall in that middle section. Okay? I'm excited to see your work. Your assignment for next time is pages 561 to 563, numbers 1 through 20. There is an early finishers question, and it's a possibility of 2 extra points. All right? Have a great time, and I look forward to seeing your work.